Is this stuff in or out of frame here?
Let me see. Put it down.
I can sit it on the floor.
No, you set it on the table. Let's see.
Perfect.
We're rolling. Oh, wow. Okay, I love it. Do you like it? Are you comfortable?
This works.
All right, so go ahead and bring your microphone straight up to the old pie hole.
We are definitely laid back and chill right here in this beautiful high-rise office that you have here.
Thank you. I imported this skyscraper from wherever those live.
Somewhere up north, I'm sure.
Somewhere up north. Well, welcome to the show. This is Bad Beard's podcast. We are currently at Barber Motorsports Park, Barber Vintage Fest. I do believe this is their 20th anniversary. This is my 3rd anniversary, and this is our first anniversary.
First time. This is my first time to be here for Vintage Fest.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome. And so, for all of my audience at home that doesn't, is it Annie? Ani, you do me a favor so I don't lose my mind. If you open that remote right on the counter right there, if you just throw that at me, or actually you know how to mute it, just point at the TV and hit mute. It might be on the side. Because I can hear myself like a psycho. Oh. That was it.
Is that a little echo?
Literally. So we're here, Barber Motorsports, all the things. And I am here. This is my first guest at the event.
I feel honored.
I'm privileged. And we're here at I Love Triumph with our friends from Triumph.
Yes.
Which is particular to our conversation today because of who you are and what you're here representing.
Yeah.
So for all my friends at home that do not know this gentleman, because I'm just meeting him too right now, give us a little introduction on who you are, background, and then what you're doing here today.
Yeah, so I'm Broc Gill. Moto Mission is my company. I started that a few years ago. Started with a TV show. Now it's YouTube and
started broadcast. It was out. It was
like
Amazon, Hulu, Tubi.
Yeah, like streaming networks.
Cool.
It's on Roku and different things like that. Look, if you search for Moto Mission, you'll find it out there. Some older episodes.
Okay.
5 years ago, but we're still making a few things. But so my background is this: I was born at a young age. I was
of zero.
I was like 0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
I feel like I had that same experience.
Really,
yeah.
Really. Do you remember it?
Like it was yesterday.
I mean, I was like, man, I'm never doing this again. It was awful.
I was saying, leave me in there, man. I ain't done cooking.
So I grew up in Louisiana. I ended up working at a sawmill, and when I was in my early 20s, decided to do a magic show for my career, which I'd never done magic before, which was kind of
a bit
odd.
of a jump off
it
from.
Was.
So I just imagine you're in the sawmill and you're like trying to cut somebody's house. They're like, Broc, we got to stop doing that. And you're like, wait a minute,
yeah.
I'm in the wrong industry.
Yep. So I ended up hitting the road and I toured doing magic shows for 26 years.
Holy crap! If I don't get a freaking magic trick out of this experience, I'm gonna be so bummed.
So I toured. I did like 300 days a year on the road.
Wow.
A lot in the States, but also I was all over the world doing stuff. It was pretty awesome. So my wife and I, we've been married for 25 or 6 years now. She and I, we toured together, and we had some other people.
Was she your assistant?
Oh yeah. She helped on stage, backstage. I mean, she was amazing. Still is. And but we retired from that career a few years ago and decided to ride motorcycles, and I've been riding all over America.
Because assumedly you were riding when you were doing the magic show. You were already in the culture.
Yeah. Well, so I started riding when I was young, but when I was doing my shows, I was like, dude, my favorite thing in the world is not magic tricks, it's motorcycles. So that bike is on stage with me. So a lot of my shows, it was me with, doing things with the motorcycle on stage, which was one of the things that kind of set me apart, and people were kind of.
What was your magician name?
Oh, just my name, Broc Gill. I know, not exciting, but it was more like laid back. I didn't take myself too seriously.
Okay.
I'm just like, I was pretty chill, and I think again that was kind of what people liked.
I get it. Okay.
So I started riding, mostly adventure, like dirt roads across America. I did the Trans-America Trail, so I rode from the Atlantic to the Pacific, 6,500 miles of, dirt across America.
Yep.
I did, followed by the Continental Divide, where I went from Mexico to Canada, a bunch of, backcountry.
Just what, like
routes.
border of Mexico up to Canada?
Yeah.
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 When we hitting Patagonia, man.
Yeah.
Let's go south.
That should be on the
list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That sounds like a next level adventure. Maybe someday though.
All right.
But yeah, so after doing like some big like cross country type dirt adventures that people seem to like, I decided, what's next? Well, I thought, what if I rode from Key West to Alaska? That sounds pretty awesome.
Yep.
Florida to Alaska, dude, that's an epic. But then I started realizing, well, people, there's people that have done that. And although I'm not really comparing myself to people, and nor do I care that much about it, I was like, what's me? What would I do, right?
So I came a dove pop off the bike somewhere.
Exactly. So anyway, it kind of evolved into this like, well, what if I rode to all 50 states?
Yeah.
Ooh, what if I do it in 50 days? So 50 states in 50 days. And then it occurred to me that I was also turning 50. I thought, okay, for my 50th birthday.
Trifecta. Oh, crap. So you're committed.
So yeah. So that's what
with
I did.
A timer too.
With a timer.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So that's what I did. So June 28th of this year, I decided, all right, let's do it. Well, I decided before that, but I hit the road and started riding. Went all over America, rode up to Alaska, and then I did all 50 states, and I did it in 50 days. So
I see on your hat 50.
50 here, and once I got to Hawaii,
all right,
50 there. Yeah, so tattooed on the leg.
Well, and then
it's like a trophy.
So we're here, Isle of Triumph, Barber Vintage Fest, because folks like us get to come and hang out, meet each other, and meet everybody in the mix. And so you've just come off your trip, and now you're just advertising like this story that you're telling. Like, what did we learn along the way? Like, what is it? Are you at 60? You gotta. I mean, we got Puerto Rico in the mix.
Got to take it up a notch. Yeah. I don't know what I will do next, but man, I learned so much on this trip. It wasn't about can I do this fast? Like, that was not interesting to me. People have done long rides and done it fast, and like, that's not what I wasn't trying to set a world record. I was not interested in that.
Are we camping? Are we in hotels? Hotels? Okay.
Yeah. Because I had no room for luggage. I mean,
in 50 states, a shit shower and a shave go a long way.
Yeah, I didn't want to really deal with all of that because I'm on the bike 12 hours a day, and I'm producing stories and filming and basically performing like all day long. What made it interesting was that I put it out there where people could come and ride with me. So I had people, they would follow me on the Riser app, and they would see that I was coming through their state, and they would be waiting on the side of the road like Forrest Gump, and they would start riding with me. So I had a lot of people along the way. So each day I was riding with people, with a few exceptions. And so it
like current time and tempo on that app? Like, I can follow you, like, so full on stalker app. Like, if I wanted to,
100% stalk.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, to your point, I would be eating breakfast or eating dinner, and a person in a car would just pull over and come in and find me. In any random city.
Yeah.
And I would start to sometimes kind of forget, like, all right, it's at the end of the day, I'm just going to chill out. And somebody would walk in and go, hey, we saw you were here. We came and take a picture. You know, it was that kind of thing. So honestly, like, that stuff's fun to me. Like, it's cool to meet people. But kind of the point of this trip, the point of this trip for me was to meet people. I wanted to go to all 50 states and do something. And I wanted to interact with people, and I wanted to figure out what makes each state unique and different, and also just kind of like what makes America so wonderful. And that's what I did. So I met a lot of really great people along the way. I was also doing a little bit of a challenge too. I hate to use the word challenge because but that's the only.
Sure. Okay.
This is kind of how it was. As I would meet a person in each state, I would give them an envelope, and the envelope would have a note from me, but also a $50 bill.
A pre-planned person, or just like, hello, stranger? Okay.
I would just find someone and say, hey, can we talk? And I'd get 3 no's before I'd get a yes sometimes. And, and in some states, I would get 84 no's before I got a yes. But yeah, I would give them the note. They would have a little, inside a $50 bill. Yeah. And I would say, hey, this money's for you. Do whatever you want with it. It's a gift. No strings attached. However, and this is why I say it was a challenge, although I didn't really want it to feel like a challenge in the moment, but I just said, hey, if you don't need the money, which some people just don't, you could put it in this other envelope. It was a leather envelope, And if you put it in there, I will double
so
it.
you got $50. You got 50 leather envelopes. You got.
I have one. So I have one leather envelope.
Oh, okay.
And then I had 50 smaller.
Oh, as part of the challenge.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So in each state, I had an envelope with the state name on it.
Got it.
And I would give them the $50. And if they needed the money or if they wanted the money, it doesn't matter to me. It's theirs, whatever you want. But some people didn't need the money, and either before, during, or after, I would present them with this idea. If you take your $50 and put it in my leather envelope, I'll double it. And then when we find somebody who is in real need, we have a pile of cash that we're going to take care of somebody.
And that's somebody that just says yes to the $50, or somebody that like legitimately has a need.
What do you mean?
So like every time you doubled it, you're like, we're going to give this to somebody in need and it'll double. Or was it just like, oh no, I'll actually hand this off.
It accumulated.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I would find somebody, like they would have their car be broken down. Right. And I'd be like, hey, I've got an envelope for you. And I would give them the $50 and go, oh, but also there's more.
But wait,
and
there's more.
I would give them extra, or I would
and a dub
pay
would
for
fly
their
out.
car to get I'd pay for their car to get fixed or something like that.
Right.
So try to do something nice with the people that I met along the way. But what I noticed is that so many times, even before I presented someone with the kind of the challenge of putting their $50 back in this envelope over here, with the hopes of me doubling it, even before I mentioned that, they would go, you know what? Why don't you give this to somebody who really needs it? And I was blown away by the generosity of so many people across America. That was really encouraging.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense. Well, and it's fun when you set out on an adventure like that to if that's what you desire and what you're looking for, you're going to find it. You know what I mean? So everybody is available and ready for those conversations. You just got to be open to them. Yeah. So that's cool. You did it over. All right. So 50 days. I don't have to ask how long it took, but like, what were some of the caveats? What were some of the surprises along the way that you're like, whoa, didn't see that coming?
Yeah. So one of the things that I didn't really anticipate is how.
Are we working with monkey butt for those that don't know?
Yeah, no. I had a great seat built for me by Legendary Best Seats. They were
shout them out. Who are they?
Legendary Best Motorcycle Seats.
Legendary. Got it.
In San Diego. They built me a seat that was tuned for my body and for my height and weight and ride duration, and it was epic. Yeah. It was wonderful. But I didn't realize how many calories I would be burning, and so I started noticing I wasn't getting enough liquids because I'm filming all day and like tight like turnarounds here. Like we're working fast to get my interviews in. I'm riding 12 hours a day. Some of my days were 400 miles, some of them were 250, but I was still on the bike 12 hours a day, and it was exhausting. So after a while, I started realizing I'm getting tired, and so I had to up my calories. So at the end of the night, as opposed to eating, whatever I could find, it was like, okay, now I'm going to eat a steak or a good piece of salmon and start getting some really good calories that were good protein. And that is what I should have had I should have had a camel bag with this. What is this, chicken soup? What are you eating? What are you drinking?
Yeah.
So I was just
bone broth, baby.
So that was one of the things that I didn't really expect. And so I had to start planning in like eating good food.
Yeah.
Another thing is like being with people that whole time, I started to be emotionally drained.
Yeah.
Day 44 is where it really hit me. Like I saw it coming, but day 44, I kind of hit the wall, and it was just a tough emotional day. I'm pretty like robust, as far as my emotions. I'm pretty tough.
Yeah,
I have a pretty good grit about me, but day 44, I was just like, man, I'm over it, dude. I don't know if I can, I'm not going to give up, but I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to be happy for the next week. Cause I was starting to get
just throwing $50 at people, but like, just take it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm not going to say like, I don't want to over dramatize it and say I was in a dark place.
No, there's a reality. For those watching at home, I have 4 cameras running right now into 2 microphones, into a drive, into like, there's a lot going on for just general production in general.
Yeah.
To hop on a motorcycle and do it, which is another part of my business.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know, it's so much. And then you're riding, you have a deadline, you have somewhere to be, and you're going 75, more like 90. because you're behind schedule, and then this mount's a little loose, and you're like, is this gonna fall off, or is this even recording, or like then you have these thoughts that you're constantly cycling through your head and thinking about the next stop, and you're thinking like there's 1,000. You're producing, you're directing, you're shooting, you're like it's endless. Oh no, this card corrupted, and now you don't even have it available anymore. It's endless, and so there's a constant. You talk about calories, the mental, like your brain burns calories.
That's what people don't realize, and you know, I have a few.
When you're trying not to die.
That's it, man. I mean, you think about how much your brain is processing. You're riding a motorcycle, you're filming, you're trying to produce stories, you're looking for people, you're entertaining strangers. You're trying to navigate. All of this stuff is happening, and it was 50 days in a row. Like it was big.
Yeah.
So at the end, I got to a beach in Hawaii, and like I could not rest. I could not sit still. My brain was just doing this. Right. Yeah. It's looking for this, and the stimulus was like it was just like craving more stimulus. Yeah. Like it was actually kind of difficult. It was like whiplash to my brain, you know.
Well, and shout out to Mai Tais for doing their job, but that's a tool you can't lean on too much, or otherwise you find some unhealthy patterns.
Yeah, another thing that I was surprised by, I should say, a lot of people said it couldn't be done on the bike that I chose.
Couldn't?
Yep, people said you can't do it on that bike. The the bike's not built for that.
What kind of bike were you on?
I was on a moped. No. I was on a Triumph Scrambler 1200 XE. Okay. And that bike, well, a Scrambler, it's a road bike that you can take off road. And
sure.
I'm a big adventure guy. I love riding dirt roads, so I was like, suspension. I want to be able to do that, which I did some dirt along the way. But I didn't know, to be honest, I didn't know if my body would handle 50 days on that bike. But I will tell you, 100% honesty, if I had to do it again, I would do it on that bike.
Whoa, big claim.
That motorcycle.
Brought to you by Triumph Motorcycles Ltd.
Yeah, I mean, I bought the bike and chose to do it. I told people that I was going to do it on a Triumph even before Triumph even knew my name.
Right.
And I'm telling you, that bike is solid.
Interesting.
Yeah,
even after the fact, that's what you say.
Yeah, so my comfort level.
Yeah.
Like I was so comfortable on that bike, and the engine and everything.
Well, maybe ergonomically, like all of us are shaped differently and carry weight in different places, heights, and all the things. Maybe that bike is really just a perfect fit, like a Cinderella story.
I would agree with you, but I think there's even more to it than the fact
I can see the bike from here, fortunately. So I see we got a nice high fairing. We've got our guards on our handlebars. Because there's a lot of like, what was weather for you? Are you encountering cold? You got heat. I got big bags on there.
I mean, yeah, to your point, I had storms that I had to go through. I had heat. I had the, over 100-degree heat. Humidity,
my show's, I'm bad beard, right? And so you're like, I don't get it, man. So this is a baby beard because I'm working stunts. And so if I'm doubling somebody, they'll, shave me up. And so it comes and goes, but you talk 100 degrees riding a motorcycle. It's a hairdryer to the face.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just turns into this really cool Viking look. Yeah.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. So back to ergonomics, think about when you get tired on a motorcycle, one of the things is it's your butt that gets sore, right? And it's because your knees are higher than the pivot in your hip. Mm-hmm. So like I owned a lot of different motorcycles, including like a road glide, like a Harley road glide. And everybody thought I was going to ride it on a big Harley. Man, that thing, I'm not comfortable on that after a few hours because my knees are higher than this pivot here. But once I got my knees below well, guess what? The Scrambler riding position is very it's upright and it's very it's just a good riding position.
Well, so you take your feet off the pegs and you let them hang. You still have to support them, or you got clearance just letting them dangle?
I'm 6'4", and I could let
those are touching the ground.
No. I would let both legs dangle. Now that seat is like an extra half inch or maybe an inch taller than the stock.
I'm 6'3", and I feel like my feet would dangle.
You need to throw a leg over my bike.
And if I look 6'3" on these camera angles, I'm doing a good job, guys.
Yeah. I was able to be comfortable dangling my legs and let the blood flow.
Because you end up being kind of a bit of a spider monkey when you're doing miles like that.
Of course.
You got to find different. Your feet are up above the things. You're behind. You're flying. You're stretching.
Honestly, I didn't get into all of that stuff that you would get on maybe some other bikes. I would dangle my legs, or I would stand up and that would be my routine.
Standing,
that was it. Sometimes I would kind of stretch the leg a couple of times, but I would just stand up. And see, that's the difference between this bike and some others. A lot of bikes are not comfortable riding standing up, but at 70 miles an hour, I can stand up and I feel great on that thing.
What was your longest day?
Around 450 miles.
Okay.
I ended up, I forgot where I started. Somewhere, it was West Virginia. We did a bunch of loops through West Virginia. We saw the whole state, and we ended up in, I think, I was in DC that night. I ended up in DC.
Yeah. Okay.
I had to ride 10 days across Canada to get to Alaska.
Yeah. I just went to Canada.
I had
first time.
Had some tough times, along the way. I had, days where it was long and lonely. And then some days my wife would surprise me. She would drive out, or she would
on that Rise app.
Yeah, she found me. Yeah,
she found you.
One story, I was in coming back from Alaska and crossing British Columbia and going down the road. I see a head-on collision ahead of me. At 70 miles an hour. Hey. Two cars collide. Yeah. Get out to go help. It happened right in front of me. So cameras rolling already. Like all of this is caught on camera, somewhat unfortunately. But I run over to the first car and I was just like, dude, I don't know, man.
You hollering like, hey.
This is gonna sound horrible, but I was like, I got to go to the lowest hanging fruit right now, and like, how can I help? And
it's triage.
So yeah. So I found one of the cars was upside down. It was a 73-year-old lady. I went in, got in the car, helped undo her and pull her out. Got her stabilized her neck, the whole 9 yards. We put her on a helicopter. And long story short, the other two died on the scene, and it was pretty tragic.
Yeah.
So there were several things, accidents, car fires, deaths. There's a lot of that kind of stuff that I encountered along the way. I even got forcefully ran off the road by a guy that was just literally just pure evil behavior. He literally looked at me eye to eye and sent it. And his car went straight to me at 78 miles an hour.
He was going to teach you that day.
I don't know what his deal was. I think he was I think he was just angry at other motorcycles.
Yeah.
And he saw me. It was on the interstate. So I clearly remember like looking at him as I was passing and him looking at me smiling.
Is this on camera?
Only the end of it. I didn't get that.
Man,
I went back and checked the footage and I wasn't quite rolling yet. So I missed some of it, but he just literally put his car right into me and put me in the median of the interstate at 78 miles an hour. It was not my favorite moment.
No.
So I had some, there were a few things like that along the way, but overall, I saw what makes America truly great. It is a beautiful country. It is unbelievable. The sights from coast to coast. Mm-hmm. Every state had something beautiful to offer, and every state had interesting people to talk to. There was good food. It was just wonderful. Like, I absolutely love the USA more than ever now.
So you loved, like you said, it wasn't that you were out to just a confirmation of bias. You were already into America, and then America was like, we're tight, and you're like, no, this is great, pretty tight.
Yeah, I mean, I've been all over America over the years, right? I wanted to really explore more of the small towns and kind of the who are Americans really? Like we get who they are on TV, and the media can exploit so many things. And also just the fact that, like, we know at this point what divides us as a nation. That has been made very clear. Thank you to our media.
Yeah.
And we hate each other in so many ways online. And I'm like, we can't be that far apart, right? So I wanted to discover, like, what unites us.
Yeah.
And so by going and meeting people firsthand and having conversations and sitting at a table and sharing coffee or a sandwich, what I realized is that somebody that I didn't have the same worldview, they're completely opposite on the political spectrum, and their social ideas are completely different than mine. Guess what? When we start to eat, we become the same.
Yeah.
And they are human, and I am human, and we could be friends. And that's what I discovered with a lot of people, is that online, we would probably, there would be friction. They wouldn't like what I say. I wouldn't like what they say. But at the table, face to face, I noticed that there were hugs at the end of the conversation, because it just humanized us.
I think a lot of times, especially online, if you're going in, looking for debates or wanting to challenge points, we're like, that's not a conversation. The conversation's open-minded and not for anything other than to learn and listen. Yeah. But when you come in with a preconceived notion or an expectation on something, you've already stopped listening and learning, and you've already just, separated yourselves. But then in the experience that you talk about, like being able to just hold space, listen, it's not to change minds or opinions. It's just to, share, and then over those meals that you find, you're like, hey, we're not that far off.
Yep.
I like to think with my show, I talk to a lot of strangers, and they come from all walks of life, and every time it's someone new. This isn't a polarizing show. I'm not here to get you and pose some topic, and even current events. We could even get there, and the way I see the world is we're all the same, and it just takes so much grace to exist and get through this world. And so I hope to offer the same grace to others that I need for myself. And with that, ain't nobody getting out of here alive.
One of my favorite words is the word grace. Been a lot of conversation about that lately.
Yeah.
Yep. And riding 50 days, you have a lot of time to think, You have a lot of time to think about the world and what's going on in the world. And, the word grace has been something that I've really latched onto lately. Yep.
That's it, baby.
Yep.
Well, we've talked about the trip. We've talked about the bike. We've talked about what we're doing here today. And we've only touched on what could be. You hit 50, like what's next? We going international? I know you had a TV show, which I'm still a little more curious about where and when that aired and when I can go watch it. I'll put it on my TiVo if you guys remember that. But no, what's next?
We're working on some ideas for next year. We're going to continue to ride and meet people across the United States. There are some international things that I do on occasion, but right now we're feeling like we need to really continue to meet people in the United States and Canada, because we met so many friends along the way, and people are sending us messages on, motomission.com. They're saying, hey, come hang out in my state, and I'm like, you know what? Let's kind of lean into that for a while and meet more people and kind of keep this thing going.
Yeah, for sure.
So more rides. I'm doing events in different parts of the country. This month I'm doing a father-son event in Tennessee. We're doing
where in Tennessee?
Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some property, 100 acres, where people are going to come and camp with me.
Cool.
Bring your son. We're going to teach them how to build a fire. We're going to work on their motorcycle skills and do some challenge courses, different things like that.
You can find this stuff through your site, through your page.
Motomission.com.
Motomission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm easy to find out there, but motomission.com, that, and then, of course, YouTube channel. We have new videos every single Sunday. Right now, it's the 50 videos that we're editing, and every single week, you'll see something about me crossing America on this Triumph Scrambler.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to have met you on this experience, and I look forward to seeing where you go next, and hopefully I can catch a ride too at some point.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Well, and so this show is fun because I get to learn so much about other people, and it's this weird experience that I've been learning and growing through myself. How much do I inject of my own? You get my personality, right? But it's time for you to tell your stories and share your things. But there's always things that I pop in my head. I'm like, oh well, and so it's to relate, but then also not take over. So I'm trying to find out what that delicate balance is between listening.
We could switch chairs here. Like you could sit over here, and I could interview you on your show.
I would love that, and that's I should do a whole series just on that for a while, and everybody I've already interviewed can come back and interview me.
That's awesome,
because it is interesting. What I'm learning and finding is to gather an audience and all the things considered. And my time on social media, how it's been, things change, algorithms shift, what works does and doesn't. And then equally, if I'm finding new followers or new fans or whatever, at this stage, it's not that they're learning about me. They're often, and so it's finding that return viewer, because they're like, well, you're kind of sliced bread, dude. Yeah. We get your guest, but who are you? Because I'm not taking over. Because that's just not how I operate. I'm genuinely curious, and that's why the show works for me. Yeah. Is because I have a question that I didn't know you before we started. Yeah. Now I feel like we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
But all that to say, I have done myself. You talked about the Scrambler. I did my first trip, my first motorcycle I did across the Route 66.
Yeah.
And so it was in a similar vein to, I wanted to, I think I made a documentary of this, and it was the American dream, and are we still living it, and like where people are at and in it. Sure. And of course you find along the way, everybody's, living their own experience of it, but you meet the best and greatest people. But interesting, a lot of similarities in that. And then my time recently in Canada, with some Canadians, it was, as you would imagine, but no, there's more to talk about.
There's a lot of those there.
There's a lot. I think that's where they live. A lot of them. That's where they make them. No, but there's going to be more to talk about off camera. Let me lean forward and see, because I'm going to be going through, and like I said, 30 minutes and 27, 28, 29 seconds.
Nailed it.
Time flies, huh?
Yeah.
Well, so this is the time of the show where I know we've been talking all about your business, but if there's anything specific you want to shout out to your camera, tell people to go find, list a website, whatever you want. It is your show now.
Motomission.com is where people can find all of the events and the locations where I'm going to be next year and the next and the next. Interesting updates. We are working on a documentary from this experience, so that will all be released as news on motomission.com. We also have like the Facebook, the Instagram, the blah blah blahs of the world. We have all of those things.
You got the blah blah blah.
Yeah, I've got all of it. But again, Moto Mission on YouTube every Sunday is a brand new video, like a 30-minute sit down, watch with your family on the on the big screen kind of thing. Okay. So all family friendly, and yeah, it's all about people. That's what we're into.
I dig it, man. That's what I'm into as well. And so until next time, we'll do a part 2 somewhere else. I'm sure this trailer's on wheels. And then for the viewers at home, this is the first interview we've done at Barber at this event, their 20th. And so this is a new iteration of a similar experience of a different setup that's kind of the same but different. And Adam Vanderveen has a new sound system, and it's got a lot of bass. And so if you hear that, you can just write him about it, but I don't know how to contend with it. I can close the door, but it's just going to cook us. But I hope that it sounds good. I hope that it looks good, and we're going to keep rolling. And I guess we'll get back out there, dude.
Yep, that's awesome, dude. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, cheers to you. Appreciate you for your time, and until next time.
Let's ride.
That's it.
Yeah, hopefully the background doesn't create a copyright issue for you.
Oh, I can't imagine.